What if I told you that you were just one shift away from quitting drinking forever? And when I say quitting drinking, I mean you can take it or leave it whenever you want. If you want to drink, you can. If you don't want to drink, you don't. That's how I feel. That's how I felt for over 6 years. And it's all down to one simple shift. And I think you're so close because you've actually clicked on this video. 95% of people, they wouldn't have clicked on this. They're going to watch, I don't know, a soccer video or some Law and Order thing. I don't know. But instead, you've decided to click on this because I think you know in your heart that you are close. See, after working with over 400 private clients, making over 700 YouTube videos, I've discovered what stops almost the entire population from quitting. My name's Leon Sylvester. I'm the founder of SoberClear.com. We work with business owners and professionals and we help them get control of their drinking quickly. If you want information on that, you can either go to SoberClear.com or you can click the link in the description if you want to book a call to speak with our team. So, what is this issue? What am I talking about here? It's simple. People are using willpower to stop drinking. Now, that might sound so simple and so obvious on the surface, but just wait until we go and unpack this and go 10 layers deeper, because you will get some serious aha moments of like, oh, that's why. So just bear with me. Just think about it for a second. If somebody comes to you and they say, Leon, I'm going to try and stop drinking. I'm serious this time. I'm really going to give it my best. How often does that person succeed? When somebody tells you, or you might have done it yourself. I've done it 1,000 times. I'm just like, right, I'm not going to drink anymore. And then 1 month later, 1 week later, sometimes 1 day later, I'm there at a bar. I'm in the supermarket buying some cans of beer. I've done that so many times. And if you ask me, this probably has about a 5% success rate, maybe even less. I think I've got one friend that actually just said, I'm not drinking anymore, and then actually managed to stay with it. But even he's had a few sips here and there. But why can nobody make this work? Well, let's unpack it. See, if you are trying to stop drinking, if you're using willpower, what are you actually saying to yourself? Well, you are telling yourself that you must resist it. That's what willpower is, right? We get an urge, and then we just use our will, we use our personal strength, we fight the urge, and we resist it. It sounds good on the surface, right? I mean, think about it. We do resistance training. We put our body through hell, and it makes us stronger. It makes us better. But when we resist alcohol, it doesn't make us better or stronger. All that ends up happening is we just end up drinking again. It doesn't quite make any sense. But it does make sense if we go another level deeper. Because if you actually need to resist something like alcohol, what you're actually saying to yourself is you see this thing as something that adds value to your life. You see it as something that's beneficial, that does something for you. See, you don't need to use any willpower to not jump in front of a moving car. I know that's a nasty example, but I'm trying to make a point here. You don't need to use willpower to not jump off a cliff. If you drank a pint of milk right now and you were sat on the toilet for 24 hours with stomach cramps and you understand. Would you need to use willpower the next day to not drink milk? No, you'd immediately associate that milk with pain. And you wouldn't think that that milk is going to add anything to my life. It's just going to cause more pain. But think about the pain alcohol really causes. It doesn't make you sit on the toilet for 24 hours. No, it actually puts you in an early coffin. It destroys your self-confidence. It makes you put on weight. It does so much more than make you sit on the toilet for 24 hours. See, alcohol as a drug, as ethanol, it pretty much destroys every single cell it comes into contact with. It increases your risk of cancer. The list goes on and on. Yet, we still need to resist it. We still need to fight it. Well, we need to go another level deeper to see what the heck is going on here. And it really boils down to 2 key factors. Now, the first factor is basically the life path that everybody goes through. Think about it like this, right? We're born. And from day one of being born, we are hit with about 3,000 alcohol advertisements every single year. See, alcohol is not supposed to be advertised when children are awake, but it actually is. It's hammered in sporting games. We see, places in like supermarkets. So from day one of being born, we're bombarded with alcohol ads. Then, as life goes on, we see our parents drink. We see, people we might look up to drink, our teachers drink. See our brothers, our sisters, our cousins, and everybody around us is drinking this grown-up weird drink. We might taste it when we're growing up and it just tastes horrible. I remember the first time I had beer, first time I had spirits, it was gross. But then we become 18 in England, 21 in America, and then we try it again. And we think, there must be something in it, right? All these other people are doing it. So we try it, and we don't like it, and we try it a bit more, and try it a bit more, and try it a bit more, and then that's it. We're hooked. See, we are made to think that alcohol is some kind of reward. It's a way to relax, a way to hang out with your friends. It's a way to de-stress after a hard day of work. And this is what is making alcohol so difficult to stop. We believe that we gain something from drinking, but you didn't come to that conclusion. That idea was pushed upon you again and again and again. 3,000 times a year, think about it. By the time you're 20, you'll have seen 60,000 alcohol advertisements. That's not 60,000 times where you've seen black eyes from alcohol violence or drink driving. No, you've seen people cheersing, people having a good time. We've not seen the reality. We've just seen a marketing message. So that's one factor that makes it so difficult. And the second factor, the other layer, is that it's actually a drug. And everybody seems to miss this. People just think it's a drink. I've spoke to people that want my help and they say, Leon, I've never taken a drug in my life. I would never touch drugs. They don't see that the alcohol they're drinking is actually one of the most addictive and dangerous drugs in the world. And unlike other illegal drugs, alcohol damages every single cell that it comes into contact with. It's ethanol. And the nature of this drug is you drink one and you want to drink more and more and more. Listen, if alcohol was found tomorrow and somebody was selling it, that individual will be put in jail for probably the rest of their life. Yet we live in a world where celebrities are making billions from creating these alcohol brands, yet in some alternate universe, that individual will be sat rotting in a jail cell. In some countries, that would probably happen to them, but we don't live in that world. We live in a world where alcohol is a drug that somehow is going to make our life better, which just couldn't be further from the truth. It can't. It's a drug. The act of drinking does nothing. So what the heck are we supposed to do? It's simple. We must fix our worldview. That is the answer to all of this. These ideas that have been pushed upon us need to be fixed. And how can you do it? Well, you need to educate yourself. There's channels like mine, there's books out there. But once you've made this shift, it's amazing. You stop feeling like you're missing out. You stop having to resist. It becomes a very easy and logical choice. The struggle just completely disappears. Now, how I did this and how I help my clients do this is using something called first principles thinking. What we do with this is we break the entire problem down of alcohol, of addiction, of the marketing, of the conditioning, all this stuff, and we study the individual component parts. And then we simply put them back together to create a completely new paradigm. Paradigm where it's not hard to stop drinking, that's just a logical choice. A paradigm where alcohol doesn't enhance your life, it makes your life so much worse. And I know that sounds overly simplistic. First principles thinking takes a lot of time. It took me 10 years of trial and error to finally figure it out. But I promise you, if you invest your time, your resources, your money, your energy into first principles thinking and fixing this problem, you will never look back. It will be the best thing you've ever done. If you want to shortcut this process, then click the link in the description. And if you want to learn more about actually using first principles thinking, then click this video on the screen right now. That video will break down how you can use it.